Welcome back, movie buffs. Today, we are diving into the 2025 movie Sisu, Road to Revenge. But before we begin, don't forget to hit subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss any of our heart-pounding movie breakdowns. A tired, worn-looking man named Korpi returns to his old family home. The house is still standing exactly as it was after the war and after his family died. Inside, Korpi finds a photograph of his wife and his two sons. Seeing the picture overwhelms him with emotion, and he stands quietly, remembering them and the life he once had. The scene then shifts to a prison in Siberia, where a prisoner named Yeager is being held. He is brought outside while his file is read aloud. The commander orders Yeager to hunt down Korpi. Back at the house, Korpi begins working. He carefully counts and sorts the wooden logs from the building, separating the good pieces from the rotten ones. He uses a small machine with ropes to lift and secure the usable logs and load them onto his truck. The work is slow and physically demanding, but Korpi is used to doing things alone. When he finishes loading the good wood, he burns the leftover scraps to clear the area. With the task done, he starts his journey home to continue rebuilding his new house. The next morning, Korpi is stopped on the road by a military jeep. Two Soviet soldiers step out, and Korpi notices another vehicle behind them. A soldier checks his passport and brings it back to the second car. Inside is Yeager, who recognizes Korpi and orders the soldiers to kill him. Korpi senses what is about to happen. One soldier approaches with a Molotov cocktail while another moves toward the truck's tire. As the soldier gets close, Korpi kicks the door open, causing the bottle to shatter and set the soldier on fire. He reverses the truck and slams into the other soldier, throwing him into Yeager's car. Shots are fired, but Korpi grabs a gun and takes one of the soldiers hostage. Yeager escapes with the remaining soldier and continues following him. Korpi struggles to load the gun and asks the hostage to help. The truck soon stops near a church where another army van blocks the road. Yeager tells his partner to stay still. The hostage runs out of the truck and the soldiers mistake him for Korpi and shoot him. Korpi immediately shoots the soldiers one by one. Yeager again tells his partner to wait, but Korpi shoots out the tire of the car and then shoots the soldier inside. Korpi and Yeager briefly lock eyes before Korpi returns to his truck and drives away. Yeager calls in backup and more soldiers arrive on motorcycles. They start chasing Korpi down the road and eventually catch up to him. One rider pulls alongside the truck and fires, but Korpi notices their helmets are bulletproof. Another soldier leans in to shoot, barely missing him. Korpi loses control for a second but quickly gets back on the road with the bike still close behind. Korpi suddenly brakes hard, causing one rider to slam into the front of the truck. The soldier manages to hang on and tries to climb up, but Korpi knocks him off onto the road. Two other bikes pass him, but Yeager crashes into the biker, sending him flying. Korpi rams a parked car, causing it to explode and slow the pursuit. One biker grabs onto the truck and tries to pull Korpi out, but Korpi fights back and takes the soldier's gun. He grabs an explosive from another attacker, jams it into the bike's spikes and blows it up. Then he uses the hook to knock the last soldier off the truck. The rope tightens and the final rider is dragged off and killed. All the bikers are gone. Yeager throws a Molotov cocktail at the truck, setting the wood on fire. Korpi tosses the dead soldier back toward Yeager's car, where grenades explode. Yeager jumps out just in time. Korpi drives into the woods to put out the fire and it works. Yeager calls for air support next. Korpi stops briefly to give his dog water and cool the engine. He pulls a bullet fragment from his cheek and rests for a moment. Soon jets appear overhead. Korpi drives into a field, then back onto the road, then into a barn to hide. The jets bomb the barn, forcing him back out. He drives into the forest again, but the bombing sets the trees on fire. The jets switch to low flight and rapid fire. Korpi brakes suddenly, causing one jet's wing to hit the trees and explode. Korpi reaches a canyon and pauses, thinking it is quiet. Suddenly, another jet rises into view. It turns and charges straight at him, firing wildly. When it runs out of ammo, the pilot steers the jet directly at the truck and ejects. Korpi shoots one of the ropes, stopping the truck and sending 3 logs sliding forward. The logs smash into the jet, sending it crashing and exploding. Korpi finishes stacking the logs back onto the truck while the pilot lands nearby. The pilot starts shooting at him, but Korpi calmly walks toward him to end him. Once the bullets stop, the soldier suddenly starts smiling, and Korpi hears a sound overhead. Another plane is coming. He rushes back, secures the logs and drives off as the pilot gives him a final grin. Moments later, bombs start falling as the jet tries to blow him up. Korpi drives straight off a cliff and crashes into the water. The truck begins to flood. He helps his dog get air and slowly opens the window to escape. Before getting out, he realizes he needs to take the log so he can float. After a while, he eventually passes out. The dog reaches the surface and helps pull Corpy up using one of the logs. The dog nudges him and Corpy slowly regains consciousness. Yeager reaches the cliff and sees the bodies of his soldiers. He sends more men into the water to search. They find the truck but no one is inside. Yeager realizes Corpy is still trying to reach Finland. Corpy builds a small raft and reaches the shore with his dog. There he finds an abandoned tank. At the Soviet border station, soldiers wait for him while he sets explosives. Yeager is also there, watching through binoculars. Corpy drives the tank forward with explosives and logs attached. Soldiers open fire but the tank keeps going. Corpy releases gas and triggers another charge. Yeager orders his men to hold position. The tank reaches the border and explodes just before crossing. The blast throws Corpy onto the other side, injuring him but not killing anyone else. He cuts off a wooden handle and crawls out. Soldiers surround him. His dog jumps out too. Corpy is weak, and Yeager moves in to shoot him, but officers arrive and stop him. They want Corpy alive. Yeager drags Corpy away and knocks him out. Corpy wakes up in a cell being beaten with a red-hot whip. Yeager enters and sends the guard away. He talks about the many women and children he has killed and says he remembers only one face, a small boy, Corpy's son, who tried to defend his family. He shows Corpy the scar the boy gave him when he tried to take his eye. He says they killed Corpy's family with a shovel. Yeager says he will break Corpy and erase his memories. He leaves while Corpy screams. In anger, Corpy forces himself upright, braces his feet and snaps the chain ring. Two guards hear the noise and see him on the floor. They panic and play rock, paper, scissors to decide who goes in. The loser takes the key. Meanwhile, the knife Corpy had snapped the handle off was still hidden under his skin. Now he slowly pulled it out. The soldier hesitated at the door, clearly nervous. The other soldier stepped in to take over. He unlocked the door and walked inside, raising his gun at Corpy who lay completely still on the floor. The soldier outside waited, tense and sweating. Then he heard gunshots. His heart jumped. He opened the door slightly and saw his partner's face. When he asked if everything was okay, the man nodded. The soldier relaxed and opened the door, only to realize too late that his comrade was dead. Terrified, he jumped off the moving train. Corpy took the gun and got ready for what he had waited for all along. In another coach, the senior officers were laughing and drinking. Yeager told the head officer that once he got what he was promised, he would leave. The officer replied coldly that it would come soon, but first they would celebrate. They raised a toast in Yeager's name, but Yeager was clearly not happy. The train raced forward. Corpy picked up a sickle and moved toward the next coach. Inside, the soldiers were asleep. He stepped lightly between their bunks, watching their hands hang over the edges. One soldier stirred but did not wake. Corpy kept going. At the far end, a soldier suddenly stood up. Corpy slipped out just in time. He heads into the next coach where more soldiers were asleep. He moved again, slow and quiet. A man approached from the opposite side. Before the man could react, Corpy threw the sickle, lodging it into the man's mouth. Another soldier woke nearby. Corpy flipped the bed frame and stabbed him repeatedly until the soldier gave up. Blood dripped onto the mattress below. A bottle fell from a soldier's hand and shattered, but somehow no one woke up yet. Corpy kept moving. One soldier with blood on his face started to wake up. Corpy dropped flat, rolled under a bed and cut himself on the broken glass. He hissed in pain but stayed silent. The dead body collapsed and the noise finally woke the others. Corpy slipped out while chaos spread behind him. He opened the next door and saw armed soldiers already awake and armed. He climbed up onto the roof of the train. As he ran across it, the train passed under a pipe that knocked him off. He crashed back into the coach below. The soldiers froze for a split second, then opened fire. Corpy uses the metal pipe to deflect a bullet into another soldier, then snatches a gun and starts firing. He grabs one soldier and uses him as a shield while the others keep shooting. When everything goes quiet, they think it's over. Big mistake. Corpy steps out and unloads on them, finishing the rest. Meanwhile, Yeager senses the collision. He steps out of his coach and notices the gunfire. Calm as ever, he disconnects the train cars and starts rolling away. Corpy clears the remaining soldiers and steps outside, only to see Yeager pulling off with part of the train. He looks around and spots a massive missile nearby. At the same time, Yeager returns to the dining coach and speedily stabs the officer next to him. At first, the others laugh, thinking he is choking on his drink. Then the blood appears and the mood flips instantly. Yeager shoots the other officers one by one, leaving the head officer alive. The officer opens a suitcase full of money and offers it to Yeager. Yeager lowers his gun, lets the man feel safe for a second, then pulls out a shotgun and kills him anyway. He takes a drink like nothing happened. The remaining soldiers rush into the other coach and see the bodies everywhere. Then they notice Corpy lighting the missile. Before they can react, it launches and burns them down. The missile carries Corpy toward Yeager's coach. Yeager is admiring the money when the lights start flickering. He turns around and realizes what is coming. Corpy crashes straight through the doors and slams into him. Corpy pins him down and throws punches. Yeager throws Corpy across the room. Corpy gets back up and smashes a bottle over Yeager's head. They trade punches. Yeager kicks Corpy down, grabs the suitcase and tries to escape. Corpy rushes him again. Yeager slams Corpy's face into the sink and tries to drown him. Corpy reaches around blindly, grabs a fork and stabs Yeager with it. Corpy staggers as Yeager grabs him again and starts beating him with a metal rod. The blows are brutal and heavy and Corpy drops to the floor badly injured. Yeager stands over him and sneers, asking if that was his big revenge and saying he expected something more legendary. He picks up a shovel and strikes Corpy again, sending him crashing beside the missile. The rocket is still there, burning, humming, and intact. Yeager walks up slowly, almost calm now, and asks if Corpy has any last words he wants to spit out. Corpy just stares at him for a moment, breathing hard. Then he spits out the bolt that was holding the missile in place. The missile loosens and starts to slide forward. Yeager freezes. Then he panics and runs back as the missile rolls toward him. It slows down and stops inches from his face. Yeager exhales in relief, thinking he got lucky. Then the missile suddenly surges forward again. It slams into him, tears through his body and explodes, destroying the entire train. Corpy is thrown back by the blast. He watches the explosion in silence, his face full of anger and exhaustion. Later, two Finnish border soldiers hear the blast in the distance and ready their weapons. They see Corpy approaching on a small manual rail cart loaded with logs. As he gets closer, he shows them his passport. They recognize him immediately and salute him. Back in Finland, Corpy is finishing his new house. His dog is with him, safe and calm. A few men approach carrying axes and sickles. Corpy instantly tenses and prepares himself, ready for another fight. But the men stop and gently explain that they heard he was rebuilding and thought he might need help. Corpy freezes. Then he understands. His face softens as he lowers his weapon. The men nod, seeing the answer in his expression, and quietly start working. Others join in. They chop wood, lift beams, and help him rebuild. Corpy stands there watching them, overwhelmed and teary. He finally feels safe and no longer alone. That's a wrap on our breakdown of the 2025 movie, Sisu, Road to Revenge. What do you think about this movie? Drop your thoughts and reactions in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this recap, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss one of our thrilling movie analyses and deep dives. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay tuned for more edge of your seat content.